investing into South Korea? Well, there are some amazing sectors you should know before investing into South Korea. South Korea, officially the Republic of Korea, with a population of 51.75 million people. It is part of the Korean Peninsula and is sharing a land border with North Korea. However, South Korea is a capital country, whereas North Korea is a democratic country. Moreover, North Korea has a centrally planned economy focusing on agriculture, construction work, and heavy industry. On the contrary, the South Korean industry has shown impressive growth in terms of electronic, automobile production, and military products. Nevertheless, South Korea is famous for being the land of kimchi, K-pop music industry, K-drama, and beautiful traditional culture. Moreover, we cannot forget the beautiful and popular places in South Korea, and some of them are popular after appearing in the K-drama or being in the UNESCO World Heritage.
Let's get to know the financial status of South Korea. According to our research, we found that after World War II, South Korea was established the won as the country's official currency in 1945. Originally, the Korean won was pegged to the US dollar at a rate of 15 won to $1, but it was changed several times until now. Now let's take a look at the exchange rate. In 1991, it was starts from 733.33 won. Then, in 1998, it rose up to 1,403.18 won, which is the highest rate of South Korea. Next, in 2010, it's 1,156.46 won, and 2021, which is last year, it was 1,143.95 won. Let's move on to the foreign direct investment part. In this part, we have 3 points to talk about. First is about the main investing countries. There are 8 countries that do invest on South Korea. There are China, Hong Kong, Germany, United States, Singapore, Netherlands, Japan, and United States. As you can see in the pie chart, Japan is the biggest investor that valued at $800 million, which is 32.3%. Second is about the main invested sectors. Please take a look at the bar chart. We can see that the manufacturing is the sector that got the highest percentage, which is 36.8%. And the lowest one is the information and communication, which is only 3.8%. The last point is about the foreign direct investment net outflow and inflow. The left graph shows that the net outflow of South Korea started from $1.13 billion in 1990 to $34.83 billion in 2020. But during the period of 1990 to 2020, South Korea reached the highest outflow in 2018, which is valued at $38.22 billion. For the right graph, it's about net inflow. We can see that South Korea started to get the net inflow from $1.05 billion in 1990 to $8.76 billion in 2020. Moreover, the highest inflow that South Korea reached is $17.91 billion in 2017.
Now let's take a look at the Human Development Index called HDI. There are 3 components including the aspect of living a long, healthy life, knowledge, and a decent standard of living. Thanks to Korean dedicated efforts, it's improving its HDI rating from 34 places among 113 nations in 1990 to 19 places among 191 in 2021. Even after its 2020 value is declining due to COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's move on to education index in South Korea. We all are aware of South Korean excellency education standard. Their education system is relatively similar to Cambodia, requiring students to finish 6 years of primary school, 3 years of middle school, and 3 years of high school with a possibility of 4 for the years of university. The average value for South Korea throughout that time was 0.876 won with a of 0.865 point in 2012 and a maximum of 0.960 point in 2020. The most recent figure from 2020 is 0.960 point, which is showing that the majority of citizens are about to complete high school.
South Korea is well known for its rapid growth from an underdeveloped nation to a fully developed high-income country in just a few generations. However, it still faces a lot of challenges and problems regarding its unemployment rate. According to the World Bank, the unemployment rate in South Korea has changed over the years from 1995 to 2020. What we can see here is that there was a significant increase in the unemployment rate from 2.06% in 1995 to 4.06% in 2000. However, afterwards, the rate went down continuously until 2010. After that, it began to rise again, reaching 3.93% in 2020, with the spread of COVID-19 playing a significant role in this increase. Next, I would like to talk about the employment rate in South Korea. The employment rate is one of the most crucial economic indicators that illustrate that South Korea's business is still one of the best in the world and is still growing constantly. To be specific, what it simply means is that it determines the amount of human capital a country has, and the more human capital a country has, the more developed the country will be. The number of people who were employed in South Korea has increased continuously until now compared to how much it was in the previous years. Most importantly, it is expected to increase in the upcoming years as well. What about South Korea's GNI? But before we get into that, do you know what GNI means? Well, Gross National Income, which is called GNI for short, is the total amount of income earned by a nation's people or businesses regardless of where it was earned. And it is used to measure and track a nation's wealth from year to year. According to the World Bank, South Korea's GNI per capita was $11,030 in 2000, but later rose constantly to $34,980 in 2021, which illustrates the remarkable and constant growth of South Korea's economy.
Now let's get to know about the balance of trade part. Balance of trade refers to a difference between a country import and export in a given time period. The balance of trade here will be reported about trading in the Republic of South Korea. The balance of trade is an important factor playing into the calculation of the GDP of a country. Moreover, it is really important for every country to see how the country developed by comparing the past and the present. The value of import and export change every year due to the economy of the country. The balance of trade formula is defined by the value of export minus the value of import. And according to the macro trade, in the last 2021, South Korea trade balance confirmed to be 66.20 billion and increased 9.94% from 2020. And in this report, as you can see, the graph of balance of trade will be constructed from 2012 to 2020. Now let's move on to the another point, which is about the trading partner. Export partner. Export refers to goods and services that are produced in one country and sold to buyer in another. From 2016 to 2020, the top 5 biggest export partners of South Korea are China, United States, Vietnam, Hong Kong, and Japan. And as you can see in the pie chart, South Korea export partner product to China with 25.85% and to United States with 14.51%. Following the top 3 was Vietnam with 9.47% and Hong Kong was in the top 4 with 5.97% and Japan came 5th with 4.89%. Combined, those top 5 countries that are leading importer accounted for about 60.69% of South Korea export. And for the top 5 products that South Korea export are electrical and electronic equipment, machinery, nuclear reactors, boiler, tramway, and plastic. And Now let's talk about the imports partner. Imports refer to purchase of foreign product and bringing them into home country. According to our research from 2016 to 2020, the top 5 countries that South Korea imported product and services mostly are from China, United States, Japan, Germany, and Vietnam. As the import partner, South Korea imports product from China with 23.29% and from United States with 12.36%. Following the top 3 was Japan with 9.84% and Germany was in the top 4 with 4.42%, and the last one is Vietnam with 4.40%. Combined, South Korea imported 54.31% from all of those top 5 countries. And for the top 5 products that South Korea mostly import are mineral fuels including oil, bituminous substances, electrical machinery and equipment, nuclear reactor and boilers.
And here is the information about the ease of doing business. There are around 10 regulation areas that used to capture the ease of doing business ranking. However, the one that should be remarkable is that how easy it is to start a business in South Korea. While in 2020, the World Bank recorded that South Korea got 93.4 over 100 points on starting a business. This data pointed out that the South Korea government has made their economy hospitable for the foreign enterprise to start a business. As a result, attract the investor from all around the world. And what about the Global Innovation Index in South Korea? Well, the Global Innovation Index rates the economy based on the capacity for the innovation. Interestingly, South Korea in 2020 stands on 10th place among 190 countries, but on the following year it stands on 5th place, which is make this country count as a rapid growth in Global Innovation Index. Currently, South Korea has 1.799 trillion US dollars of the GDP, and it stands on top 10 largest economy in the world among 190 countries. As we all know that the COVID-19 has depressed every country in the world. Otherwise, under the leadership of Yoon Suk-yeol's government, the economy of this country rebounded over the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development seen last year. There are 56% of the services sector, such as wholesale and retail trade, transport, financial services, education, healthcare, and real estate, followed by the manufacturing sector, which is 26.5%. South Korea's largest industry are electronics, automobiles, telecommunication, shipbuilding, chemicals, as well as steel.
Now I will talk about South Korean technological industry. So let's get started. According to the Global Finance 2022 ranking of the world's most technologically advanced countries, South Korea claimed the #1 spot. In the field of information and communication technology, South Korea is often regarded as a global leader. There are 3 advanced technology industries that I'm going to talk about. First is the semiconductors. South Korea is the second largest nation producing semiconductors. Since 2020, the memory semiconductor sector has been dominated by the Republic of South Korea. The pie chart indicates that Korea accounted for around 57% of the worldwide memory semiconductor market. The market share of Korea is approximately 2 times that of the US, which was just about 28.6%. Moreover, the semiconductor that is produced in South Korea is being led by 2 Korean companies, which is Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix. Second is the artificial intelligence or AI. South Korea is a nation that is actively working to advance its AI industry and position itself as a worldwide leader. The nation announced a budget proposal for the fiscal year 2022 that spends approximately $3 billion for projects involving AI technology. Furthermore, South Korea now boasts the largest robot density. The market for service center robots is also growing and diversifying in South Korea, with application in areas like food preparation, serving, delivery, medical care, security, agriculture, and even national defense. Lastly, automotive industry. South Korea automotive market ranks 7th globally in terms of vehicle sales, and as of 2021, it was the world's 4th largest producer of passenger automobiles, surpassing Germany. As the graph has shown, the export value of automotive items was approximately $46.47 billion in 2021. The Republic of Korea owns several car companies such as Daewoo, Hyundai, Genesis, Ssangyong, and Kia.
Next, I will talk about the top 4 industries in South Korea that good for investment, and the other 2 sectors that are challenging and risk for investors. First, shipbuilding. South Korean shipbuilder won order of 187 vessels in 2020, equal to 43% of global shipbuilding. It means Korea held the largest share of the market last year. The government wants to boost the nation's market share for environmentally friendly ships and autonomous ships for its current 55% to 75% by 2030. Next is semiconductors. Digital IT devices are being developed to recognize, interpret, and act as if they are human beings. With the expansion of smart IT devices, the market demand of analog semiconductor is rapidly growing. Korea is one of the major global producers of smart IT devices, such as high-end TVs, PC, mobiles, servers, and automobiles. This industry drives the demand for Korean system and analog semiconductors. Next is Korean beauty product. Due to the rise in demand of Korean beauty product in the United States and Asia, South Korea became the 5th largest exporter of cosmetic products at $8.5 billion in 2021. The need for Korean beauty products worldwide has a lot to do with the rise of Korean culture worldwide. The next part is TV and music industry. As you all know that the Korean TV and music industry is very popular, and they had played an important role in spreading Korean culture to the world, and the revenue for the country is around 10 billion each year. And you can know that they are K-pop and K-drama. All these sectors will be great options for the investor to invest in this industry. Besides that, there also have 2 sectors that are challenging and risky for foreign investors to invest as well, like agriculture. It is a challenge and risk because agriculture in South Korea decreased by 42% since 2000. Since South Korea is a developing country, they focus more on technology, so the young generation doesn't really interest in farming. Moving to the other part is South Korea is relatively poor in natural resources. So, if you're thinking about investing in this sector, it will be challenging and risky.
To sum up, South Korea, which was once a lower income nation, has managed to break free from the middle income trap and trying to develop its own nation. South Korea has working very hard to develop their own country, including their economic sector. They are doing really well to deal with many problems. Overall, the facts presented above demonstrate how remarkable the all-okay economic and conditions are. With a unique culture, language, and custom from other Asian nations, South Korea is one of the most homogeneous nations in the world. In the last 40 years, South Korea has transformed from one of the most poorest nations to one of the most technologically advanced in both consumer goods and heavy industries. And also, South Korea is one of the most safest countries in the